A lot to talk about in today's news. Over the weekend, DC came in. We got a new one, Kelvin Sheppard. We're going to get to that. Sean Dion Hamilton, the new linebackers coach. We'll talk about a coach who is interviewing for the OC job. We'll get into him. Taylor Decker, sent to the Pro Bowl, and more. Let's get started. If you're a fan of the Detroit Lions, go ahead and hit that good old subscribe button. It's really easy to do so. Trying to get to 100,000, obviously, that's the main goal. But look, if you could subscribe, that helps out. Let's get into the latest Detroit Lions news. We're going to go and jump into this one here. Taylor Decker named to the Pro Bowl. Huge shout out to Taylor Decker. Obviously, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to the Super Bowl, opening up one of those spots. Guess what? Taylor Decker is now in. But he will be replacing Penei Sewell due to partially injury. That's quite interesting. But look, the Lions' offensive line has been great this year. Taylor Decker has been holding the fort down, since 2016 when he got drafted. I believe this is his first time Pro Bowl ever. It just says right there. I thought that's what it was the case. So shout out to him. So I know a lot of people are upset. We didn't get to the Super Bowl, and I'm with you. But you want to know what? I'm definitely going to shout out Taylor Decker for making his first time Pro Bowl ever since 2016. It's been a long time coming, and it's good to see. So in the comment section right now, shout out Taylor Decker, man. Show him some love. The old vet that's been doing this for a long time for the Detroit Lions. He's been holding the fort down. He held it down for Matthew Stafford. He held it down for Jared Goff. So show some love to our left tackle. Let's go ahead and get into the news here of the Detroit Lions making a hire of Kelvin Sheppard as the Detroit Lions defensive coordinator. Now, I got to keep it a buck. I didn't even read the article. This is just for graphic design because it's much easier to do it this way than make a bunch of graphics. So this is what I will say about Kelvin Sheppard. There's two thoughts right now that I'm hearing from the fan base. One is it's a good thing. One, it's a really bad thing. The folks that are saying it's bad, it's because it's a new DC. We have a team that's wanting to go to the Super Bowl, and those individuals say we got to find somebody that's more experienced. Then they have the other individuals out there saying, well, look, he's already been in the system. He knows the players. He knows the system. It should be an easy transition. Now, from my perspective, I get both sides, and I think the transition will be easy, but I also understand folks that are upset. With that said, this is what I expected. I've been talking about Kelvin Sheppard being DC for 2 years. I knew this was the transition. I think a lot of us known about this. I've talked about this endlessly for years, and I think he'll do a fine job. I'm not too upset about it. I think he'll be fine. I think the transition will be easier. Yes, there is a word. Well, he's new. Is things going to work out? My idea was, I think it will be just fine. Former player, he's respected, he's loved, he's intense, he's good. He puts, what you got to love about Kelvin Sheppard, and this is something we're going to talk about right now because it just popped in my mind. Kelvin Sheppard did something during Hard Knocks. That's why I can be excited about this move. He did one thing. He made Rodrigo a starter. Remember that in Hard Knocks? And when you see a coach who will elevate a rookie over veterans, he wants the best players on the field. And I effing love that. I love that. I have been, throughout my tenure as a Detroit Lions fan, I have seen Jim Schwartz. I've seen throughout the years constantly playing veterans like Kyle Van Den Bosch when he was done in his prime. And you're like, why are they still doing this? They continue to put veterans out there when you have young blood. Kelvin Sheppard don't care about that. He's going to put the best 11 out on defense on Sunday. And that does make that's a huge sigh of relief because that's always an issue with me. Always. an issue. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time, the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets to sport events, concerts, comedy shows, or whatever. Their lowest price is guaranteed. That's the Game Time guaranteed. Going to a game is much better being in the house. The Bulls are traveling to face the Pistons today, and if you want to get those tickets, you need to check out Game Time. And our friends from Game Time has a new feature. It's called Game Time Picks. And what it does, it filters out all the fluff, you give you the best deals on seats, so you're not spending hours looking for deals on tickets. Now, how do you get this? Well, you need to get the Game Time app. And once you download that, go to the venue you want to go to. It's going to be in 3D view. Select the Game Time Picks button on top of the screen, and it automatically does the research for you, and it filters out the tickets in the database to give you the best deals and the best seats, so you don't spend hours in a bunch of different ticketing sites trying to find the best deals. You can get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, baseball, basketball, concerts, and more. And a middle screenshot, by the way, I think it's a fantastic feature of the app. It shows you where your seat is, and move a phone left to right. You can see the surrounding area, kind of like a 3D live photo. Also, all pricing is right there for you. There's no hidden fees at checkout, so take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Do you want a quick deal? Well, if you're new to Game Time, if you plug in Chat Sports, you're going to get $20 off your very first purchase. How do you do that? You go to Game Time. You plug in Chat Sports in the redeem code section. You're going to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms that apply. Got to create account, got an email to save that money. The link is going to be in the comment section and description of this video. So if you're buying tickets this year, make sure using Game Time. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets and lowest prices guaranteed. And with his transition, we have a new linebackers coach. That's Sean Dion Hamilton. He's actually, as you know, he's been with the Lions staff for a couple years and the Lions player for many years. I don't know his coaching style. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen him in practice like I've seen other coaches. But I'm going to assume it's perfectly fine here. Again, another former player, and Dan Campbell knows coaches. Okay, guys, I think this, at least from internal perspective of what he wants here, you know, the Detroit Lions type of coaches, he does know coaches, right? Now, he did make a move with Anthony Lynn, right, with their offense, so he's a guy. So, but I got to trust that he knows what he's doing here. And Sean Dion Hamilton should come in here and do, hopefully, a fine job for the linebackers. Now, we got some great linebackers, too, right? You got Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell. We don't know if Derek Barnes is going to be coming back. He's a free agent. But we've got some talent there, so that should really ease the pain if you do got worries about Sean Dion Hamilton. And so right now, folks, are you worried at all about any of the coaching maneuvers that they have done? Let me know in the comments below. Let's go talk about OC now. Now, this is the Lions offensive coordinator position, and the Lions are interviewing Broncos coach for offensive coordinator right here. Says, according to Ian Rappaport, Broncos passing game coordinator John Morton has interviewed for the Lions job, and the NFL Network reported him as a candidate to watch. Doesn't it? John Morton sounds familiar. It's because Morton was one of the Lions staff in 22 as an offensive assistant. Additionally, Morton interviewed for Lions OC job when Dan Campbell first arrived in 21. Morton is a Michigan native, having born in Auburn Hills and graduated from Western Michigan. Campbell talked about his long season in Detroit. He also helped the current passing games coordinator, Tanner Engstrand. This is what Dan Campbell said. John Morton, man, Johnny is a superstar. Now, there's a number of things that he did for us last year and things that we have kept. Campbell said, I really feel that he helped Tanner as well, and he took a lot of that, and he learned a lot, and he's grown from that. Morton has nearly 30 years of coaching experience in the NFL. He started as offensive assistant for the Oakland Raiders back in 1998. Since then, he stepped in New Orleans Saints passing games coordinator, San Francisco's wide receivers coach, New York Jets offensive coordinator, but was fired after a single season. For the past 2 years, he's been the passing games coordinator for Denver Broncos under Sean Payton. This year, the Broncos, a surprisingly successful team, is rookie Bo Nix's strong rookie season. Denver finished 10 in points, scored offense, and their passing ranked 15 overall. Due to the connections with Payton in the previous stint with the Lions, there's obvious philosophical connections. Yes, 100%. And that does make sense. And now, look, if they take him as OC, I'm fine with that. He's an experienced coach, and Dan Campbell's already worked with him. That's one of the things. Now, if Tanner became the OC, again, that's a promotion within. But if they believe that he's not ready and Johnny Morton can help him out and still kind of groom him a little bit, I'm all for it. I think that makes sense 100%. Again, it's going to be a different offense. There's going to be hiccups if you do it this way, but he is familiar with everyone that Dan Campbell's familiar with, right? So the Sean Payton tree. You look at the offense of the Denver Broncos this past year was pretty good, considering the fact that Bo Nix was a rookie. But that's Sean Payton as well, right? So you can't just dictate everything on one person. And it's hard also to report. He was with the Jets and he got fired. Well, the Jets has been a dumpster fire for years, so it's hard to really tell. But we'll find out if he gets this job. But the connection's there. It does make sense. This could be just a situation where they're just, we'll say in, if you would join the staff, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But a familiar face coming to Detroit native, it makes a lot of sense if that was to be the case. Again, I don't know how the offense would look initially. I'm sure it's going to be a situation, again, where it's a passing. I'm kind of hoping for more of a running football team. I'd like to run the football a little bit more. So, I'd have to hear what he has to say about his offense because I'm a proponent of maybe running a little bit more instead of the passing. And that's my thought process. Personally, that's kind of what I was hoping for after Ben Johnson leave, is they'd get a guy who can run. So you'd have to hear what type of way they're going to go. But either way, again, I got to trust Dan Campbell on this one. So would you guys hire John Morton? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get into and shout out to the Pride of Detroit for making this easy for me today. 9 Detroit Lions salary cap casualty candidates this year. He's talking about Za'Darius Smith, almost a $6 million cap hit. Man, to be honest with you, and I know it's a high priority, I don't think we should cut Smith. I think he's a good influence, and I think he can help out with Aiden Hutchinson to have a better pass rush. But, man, I hope if they do cut him, we're getting zero dead cap here, right? That's the big. But Za'Darius Smith has been a positive influence in the Lions. I kind of hope he stays. I know he's long in the tooth. Graham Glasgow, 100%. I think he could get cut. That's a lot. Okay, and he didn't play that well this year. I think Christian Mahogany could play left guard. I know that they say it's medium. I'm kind of hoping he does. That's a lot of money. If they keep him, okay, but that's an option too. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, does it? Yeah, they can cut him. It doesn't really matter there. He's a linebacker, plays special teams. He didn't play linebacker well, but he's come back from injury. I got to say that. And that was that one game where he just came back. With that said, if they want to keep him, great. He's great at special teams. I got no problem with Jalen Reeves-Maybin. Khalil Freeman, no cutting of Khalil Freeman. I'm happy it says low. Alex Anzalone, extremely low. We're not cutting Alex Anzalone. Amik Robertson, we're not cutting Amik Robertson. Hopefully he's good with his health, though. But hell no. Joshua Pascal, no chance we're cutting Josh Pascal. His cap hit is cheeks of nothing. Joshua Pascal has actually made a significant growth this past season. Pascal sane. Hendon Hooker, they're not going to freaking release Hendon. I don't even know why this is on there. Not happening. Broderick Martin, yeah, they're not releasing Broderick. This is ridiculous. So let me know your thoughts about that list in the comments. With that said, folks, adios.